There are two terrible things that I can never forget that happened in my life. When I was growing up, I was much younger. Now I am getting old. There's two things. Each time I remember these two things, two scenarios, it used as if my whole head want to explode. Each time I remember. These two scenarios. Each time I remember this thing, it's really as if my whole head want to blow off. When I was much younger, I would like the age of 11, 12 years. I think the age of 11, 10, 11 to 12, before 12, because I have a big body. You can see me, I'm very big. I have a big body. Right from my childhood, I have been big like this. There was no time I was very tiny. Then I was living with my elder sister in Ibadan, in Nigeria. I was living with my sister. So my sister's husband worked in Central Bank of Nigeria. So, and my sister, she's like a full-time wife. She go to where she used to do artillery work. My sister normally is very close to the house. She used to go to that place, and because that person where she's learning that artillery job, the person is also from my place, from my town. So she normally go there in the afternoon, and maybe in the night, probably she'll come back in the evening, or at times she'll just go there and play with the woman. So one fateful day, my sister went, and the woman came around. Her boss came around, and she followed. They were talking, they were discussing, that she just went. The house is not even far from each other. She followed the woman and went with the woman. So there was a cousin to her husband. This is her husband's cousin, a grown-up guy that was in the university. I know he's going to see this video, or maybe somebody related to him is going to see this video, or one of my brothers is going to see this video. They will ask and say, why is that you have not, you didn't say it out, you just kept it to yourself. Yes, I've been saying it to people that care to listen. So this very guy, always she used to make advances at me, and I would just, because me, right from time, I don't know how to laugh too much, I don't know how to play too much. I'm always looking serious. So this guy was doing this thing, was continuing making advances at me, and I was very, very small, as in compare a 10 years to 11 years old girl to a guy who is already in the university. I live with my sister, into live with us, but he's always in school. So this very day that we were all in the parlor, my sister have grown up children too that were older than me there. Our son, particularly our son, my sister's son was older than me then. So that my sister's son was lying down, was feeling sick somehow. So we were watching television in the sitting room. All of a sudden, NEPA took, like, you know the way NEPA in Nigeria used to behave. NEPA took their lights. The light went off. And I was trying to stand up to go and look for where to get a lamp or a torchlight so that I can on it, so that everywhere can be bright. The next thing, and my sister's son was lying down, he was somehow sick. So the next thing, that guy just came where I was sitting before they took the lights and fell on top of me. Thank God, my body, I was already trying to stand up to move for where I was sitting before he came and fell in part of my leg and fell on top of the chair I was sitting, and using hand to press to look for me. He wanted to rape me. I was like, what's wrong with you? They cannot see road again. Cannot see road. What's wrong with you? I was like, you cannot see road. I said, you better see road now. You better open your eye and see road. And I touched my sister's son, that is my nephew. And I said, are you still sleeping? And I tried to wait the boy, and I said, they took, like I said, because the boy was feeling sick. So and now I moved. When I moved, go and look for the torch. He moved all the way to the tiny table. I was trying to use the hand. And that time I was not even having breasts. I was not even having nothing. I was just a 10 to 11 years old. And I don't understand what this university boy is going to enjoy in my body. So you see this thing, each time I remember this scenario, it used to as if my body is boiling. I would just be looking for him, to just look for him and give him a dirty slap. So for making attempts, each time he used to pay me. If I wish he succeeded, or I don't even know how to speak this English. This thing, they pay me for body. They pay me, make I use one way. Now I understand. This guy, I wish this guy can't succeed. Can't do that thing to me. I is how this guy. And I brought the torchlight. You know what I did? I left the house. Maybe I owned the torchlight. I went, because we are living upstairs. I came down. I started rushing to where my sister was. Because I know that day, that guy was out for me. He was actually out. The demon inside him woke up that day. Because they had been making advances. I would just overlook. I would not tell anybody. But the minute I owned the torchlight, I saw that my nephew was already away. And I just ran downstairs. I started running towards where my sister went to. I went to meet my elder sister there, and he said, what am I looking for? I said, no, I just came home. He said, but her son that is not feeling well. I said, I just came to play. I just came around. She was there until she said, let us go home. I did not tell her what this animal was trying to do to me. I did not tell her. I couldn't open my mouth because everything, nobody would believe me. You know, this guy is the university boy. Each time I remember this very scenario, it to look as if the whole world is crashing on my head. You just look as if I just jacked this guy and start giving him. You know, at times, when something will happen to you, when you are emotional, you can't even say anything. Nobody will believe you. You can't even say, because they have their own way. All those abusers, they have their own way of what will I say, of defending themselves. They have their own way of defending themselves. So this thing, in fact, the second one was when I finished my NCE and I was looking for a job. One of my aunties asked me to go to Maiduguri. And I said there is a job, the bank, she worked in the bank. She wanted me to work in that bank. There was a kind of, they sent a circular, a memo to their branches that there is a vacancy in Maiduguri, that I should go there. I said, I'm looking for a job. I said, okay. I went, she prepared for me. She called one of the manager in the bank there because she too was also a manager in that same bank. I don't want to mention the name of the bank. Then, so she said she go to Maiduguri. She prepared for me. I went to Maiduguri. He asked the manager to come and welcome, but that was my first time of going to Maiduguri. I went to the Maiduguri. So this man did not allow me to attend the interview. Imagine that kind of scenario. This man did not allow me to attend he told me that I didn't come out because he said interview was 2 p.m. and I arrived in Maiduguri by 12. No. This man took me to one of the guest houses. I was there. Oh, I was there. The interview over. You can see how wicked human being can be. He did not allow me to attend the interview. So I was waiting. I said, tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow we are going to attend that interview. I said, tomorrow. My sister said, today Friday now. He said, no. That time I saw him going out. He went to the mosque. I said, okay, no problem. My sister was calling, telling him that there is my sister, take care of my sister. He was just telling him, take care of her, please take care of her. The man was saying, okay, I know I'm taking care of her. I'm going to take care of her. It's okay. This man, in the night, he took me out of the guest. Took me to his own personal. His family live in Kano. Why him live in Maiduguri? So the man took me to his house. He was planning to take advantage of it. It was in the night. I saw this man was rubbing my leg. I was sleeping. The man came to where I was sleeping. And I said, come, what is the meaning of this one? If your hand touch me, I said, what are you doing inside this room? I said, if your hand, it was a big man, a manager in the bank. If your hand touch me again, in fact, you will see how I will shout. Everybody will come out. Don't touch me again. That is what that have happened to me. That I cannot delete them from my brain. They can't come out.